We wanted a kid so bad, so we were just so excited to have him. We kind of were told that his long bones were slightly shorter and he had a lump a little bit on his neck, a cystic hygroma. We knew at about 4 months that something was going to be different. We were grateful to have him, and we had a really unique aspect on it. You know, we weren't all that bummed out. We were just excited to see what life would bring us. Then as he was born, we saw, he was obviously smaller, but it really didn't accelerate until as he got, was getting older, his growth kind of stopped.
For the most part, he's been involved with a number of specialists. Not only his primary care physicians, but he's been working with neurodevelopmental pediatrics, genetics, dermatology, orthopedics, ear, nose, and throat physicians, all trying to figure out what was going on. Because when he was born, there were some genetic abnormalities that were identified, but not necessarily been able to sum up in one particular diagnosis. So a lot of that took a lot of specialist intervention, a lot of labs, and a lot of time. So he was in and out of many physician offices for many, many years before a diagnosis seemed to come to a head.
They told us that he would not walk, that, he probably would only survive till 5 years old, and he has just exceeded every expectation. So a lot of his limitations are physical, but he always has found a way to get around it. I mean, the kid is just such a fighter. The biggest drive you can give him is telling him he can't do something.
Hi, my name is Mason. I've been through a lot medically, and I've overcome everything. And I have multiple times, I have proved doctors wrong when they said, you're not going to be able to do this. When a doctor tells me that I'll never be able to do something, at first I get a little bit upset, but then after a couple days I realize I'm Mason. I've overcome so much already, and I can overcome this. And then I start doing everything to prove the doctors wrong.
So March of 2022, he went into spinal shock. So we ended up getting life-flighted to Geisinger. They told us that he wasn't breathing, they were doing CPR, and that he was having a seizure. We were anticipating him to already be gone 100%. I was just praying for him to pull through, because I knew that if he survived the initial whatever was going on, I mean, I've just seen him overcome so much, so many times. There was no doubt in my mind that he would at least exceed expectations and prognosis. I'll be honest, I really thought he was gone on the way to the hospital. But the second I walked in that room, saw him, I knew there was a shot, just like he always does. I mean, he's bounced back incredibly. And now when we go there just for a routine appointment, we always stop by the PICU, and you would think it's his birthday party. I mean, everybody is so excited to see him. Everybody, Mason's my favorite, I'm his favorite, They fight over him, and he's in his glory, And what kid is excited to go to a hospital, you know what I mean? And when we go there, he's genuinely excited. He makes me reach out to all these doctors and tell them come in like it's a welcoming party every time we come there.
All the people that I see at Geisinger are just amazing. They're always excited to see me, even when a bad situation happens. And they always know how to take good care of me. So Geisinger is amazing.
He is way more than I'd ever expect. Like I said, they told us he might not make it till 5. He is 15 years old. He is the most incredible, wonderful kid. He's hilarious. He's not afraid of the spotlight one bit. He's always been unique. He's always been amazing. But really, every time he bounces back from something, he has a new love for life. And I've just never seen somebody go through so much and just be so grateful, so appreciative, and just, have so much joy for life. Children's Miracle Network and Geisinger, Janet Weis Children's Hospital have been so amazing and provided everything we could possibly ask for. There's nowhere we'd rather be. We travel an hour and a half to go to Danville, Geisinger. Every time Mason has anything going on, we drive past 50 other hospitals to be involved with Geisinger.
I want to be a singer, a rapper, a comedian, and I want to be rich and famous and live in a big mansion and move all my cousins and all my family members in, because that's how my grandma grew up, and I love my family so much, and I want to be able to grow up the same way.